CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jones contract drama continues. Jerry Jones was asked about CeeDee Lamb, and Jerry Jones said he has no urgency to get a deal done with CeeDee Lamb. Well, CeeDee replies on Twitter and put LOL, and his teammate, who's trying to get paid next year, who will be trying to get paid next year, quote, retweets it and make sure everyone sees it as well. So listen, what's your take right here, JB? A lot going on here. I know what my thoughts are. Would love to hear yours. Let's dive into it.
Can you shoot me Skip Bayless's cell phone number? I'm going to text him after this and holler at him, number one, first off. Okay. Number two.
No, I won't do it.
Number two, this is, again, we already had this argument. I'm almost tired of this argument. It's like we already argued on our group text last night about it. I'm interested. You're supposed to give me your take because I told you I'd blackball you at Fox if you didn't. Here's the thing. He has the right to do whatever he wants. He's Jerry Jones. He's the owner of the team. He's got three major issues to deal with. He's got Dak Prescott, he's got CeeDee Lamb, and he's got Micah Parsons. He has to sign, re-sign, or figure out that whole landscape. Now, having said that, Micah Parsons is the same guy we talk about doing podcasts and shit that other players have come out and said, why are you doing these things? So we're not the only people on the porch yelling at the clouds. There's actually players playing right now, the same generation that I discuss all the time, actually anti doing what he does. So that's out there, number one. Number two, he is an instigator here, clearly. And I don't understand it. This is, again, player empowerment at the all-time cliff. Pay me. Let me do. I don't need to give. And you act like you're fucking Jerry Rice somewhere. Last time I checked, you've dropped major balls, in big-time games. And you act like you're perfect. None of us are perfect, but don't act like you're perfect. Please don't. You're not Jerry Rice, homie. You're not Michael Irvin, homie. You're not even Alvin Harper, homie. You're not even Jay Novacek. Stop. Now, listen, is he a good player? Fuck yeah.
Great player.
I'm not dumb. I got eyes. Yeah, I get it. But listen, he's played
4 seasons.
I'm not even looking. No. I looked this up already because as an investigative journalist that I am. He's played 6 more games than Justin Jefferson. He has 700 less yards than Justin Jefferson. Just putting that out there.
He has
one more touchdown.
Okay, keep it even.
One more touchdown, and he has more rushing yards.
It's something else too, because we actually had this graphic. We used this graphic on my show like last week, and it was showing their stats back to back. Regardless, though, hey, being available, the best ability is availability. So me playing a few more games, that's credit to me. At the end of the day, their stats are like fucking spot on.
Yeah.
And JJ is the highest paid receiver in the game. Listen, I gotta cut you off because at the end of the day, CeeDee Lamb has done everything he's supposed to do to get paid. So let me start there. He played 4 years. The man literally every single year he's gotten better. He goes to 935 to 1,100 yards to 1,300 to 1,700. He went from 74 catches to 79 catches to 107 catches to 135 catches and 12 touchdowns this year. All pro season, man. Extremely hard to do. Literally one of the top 5 best receivers in the game, and help lead and help make Dak an all pro guy. My thing is this: why do owners in general, owners, GMs, coaches, why do they act like they don't know these players' contracts are coming up? Like, they know what it is. Y'all know what type of season this cat had. You know what the market is. You know that you should know and prepare for your best players to get paid, number one. But let me contradict my own self, because in the chat I put this note. I said for Jerry Jones specifically.
No, you're countering, not contradicting.
Countering myself. Yeah, there you go. For Jerry Jones specifically, I understand where he's coming from. And why I say Jerry Jones specifically, if this is any other owner, I'm 100% on the player side. But for Jerry Jones specifically, I think he's done an incredible job because he's the GM, he's the owner, he's everything. He's done an incredible job, in my opinion, of putting together a ton of great talent in that Cowboys uniform. And year in and year out, they find a way to fall short. And I cannot blame that on Jerry Jones. He has a Super Bowl winning head coach in Mike McCarthy. You got an all-pro quarterback in Dak Prescott who even before this All-Pro season, we could say we won about him in the regular season. He's been like a top 10 quarterback every single year. He had the early years, the prime years of Zeke. He had Tony Pollard before the injury. He got Micah Parsons now, DeMarcus Lawrence. He used to have Dez Bryant in those early years. Now he has Ceedee Lamb. My point is, year in and year out, every year, even from Dak's rookie year to now, Jerry has done a hell of a job of putting a crazy amount of talent on that team. The O-line every single year is good, but they fall short. So if I'm an owner, I'm getting old. Last time I made to the NFC Championship was the 90s, let alone Super Bowl. And I feel like I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm giving y'all the top-notch facilities. I'm bringing you all the talent, Super Bowl winning head coaches. I'm bringing you money off the field just from the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. And you continue to fall short and not improve. At some point as an owner, I'm like, man, I'm not paying you. It is what it is. You under contract. You got one more year left. Listen, go out here and win this year. Go out here and show me that you can get better. And then after that, I'll empty the bank account. Because Jerry is a player-friendly guy. If the Cowboys were to go on and win a Super Bowl this year, he'll empty his account. He don't care. He'll make Dak the highest paid. He'll make Ceedee the highest paid. He'll do everything he can to pay his top-notch player. But I think he's at a point now, you can tell by his energy. Even a few weeks ago, we brought up his press conference when he said, I'm all in. And I told you his voice sounded different this time. I think he's really all in on this season. And he's like, listen, I'm not dealing with the bullshit. I'm not dealing with all the money. I paid y'all. I've taken care of y'all, and y'all have not taken care of me. Go out here and win a Super Bowl this year, and I will pay you whatever you want. But until then, I'm not worried about it. It's not a priority, and I have no urgency to get it done. So I understand where he's coming from, JB.
I disagree with everything you said. Listen,
just forget everything I said. Like I went on a 3.5-minute rant, great insight, name drops, use facts and stats and good information, analytical breakdowns. This motherfucker jumps on here and says, I disagree with everything you just said. Well, that's insane. That's my co-host, y'all. That's my co-host.
It's a frontal cortex thing, man. Listen.
You can't spell frontal or cortex. Continue.
Listen, I was gonna say I fucked up because my True Serum kicked in that my daddy put in me.
Where's your dad get that True Serum from? Like, do they still sell it?
From a bar in the hood. Listen, there's a 90% of the time we disagree, and I was gonna come out and say very great, take. Eloquently stated. You put it out there. You made great points. You sounded like a little bit of an attorney or a lawyer. But then I was going to still say I disagree with it. But then my cortex kicked in. I disagree with everything you said right out the gate. So now I'm letting everybody know the real story. So anyway, I equate this to, I think Jerry Jones has been horrible GM.
What?
Yeah, he's been a horrible GM. And without Jimmy Johnson, he has won nothing. And I want to be clear on this. Jimmy Johnson advocated for that roster that won those 3 Super Bowls, by the way, 1 with Barry Switzer, 2 with himself. He ran Jimmy Johnson out of there because he couldn't handle the ego and the alpha male in the room that actually won Super Bowls. Number 1, that's fact. Go check it out. Go look it up. Go do your research. Now, having said that, since that time in 1995, and now we're entering 2025, I'm just rounding out upwards. In the hood, we go down, but I'm going to go up this time. How many years is that? 2025 to 1995, the last time they won a Super Bowl.
30.
Okay, 30 years. How is that considered good? Number 1. Number 2, because mediocrity is the new excellence. We accept it because they're America's team. They're the Cowboys, number 1 merch seller. We think they're always got some great players in their locker room, and we therefore think and give them a pass. Now, let me equate this to Phil Jackson when he was fucking Jeannie Buss. When he was fucking Jeannie Buss and that Laker organization, guess who managed that organization and won those titles? The coach, Phil Jackson. Because what happened was, if you understand great coaches, they can take the ego in the room, manage it, put it in a ball of wax, and massage it out. So in that case, Jeannie Buss, it was that ass, he was hitting, and he won rings there. Jerry Jones could not do it after the guy like Phil Jackson, which we call Jimmy Johnson, left, he hasn't been able to do it. I equate the Lakers and the Cowboys to a very similar situation. When they had a great coach, they won. Without a great coach, they lose. That falls on the GM and the owner. That's Jerry Jones. He hasn't done anything in 30 years. How can he be good? Let's just be real here. This is a very, very similar situation. The Lakers haven't done shit since Phil Jackson's left. They won a bubble championship that you and I agree. I still think it's hard to do, but they won a bubble championship.
And they made to a Western Conference Finals even after that, which again, the Cowboys ain't made to the NFC Championship, bro. Like, let that soak in.
Well, no, you're making my point.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. So he hasn't been good on that front, number one. Number two, they do know, and I'm going to defend Jerry in this one, they do know that their contracts are up. And this guy's under contract. Like, so is Ayuk. So are the sit-ins now. We got shit called sit-ins now. That's how fucking far we've came, homie. We got sit-ins. This is player empowerment at its finest. And Jerry Jones is standing on business, which I respect him to do, and say, you know what? You've known this too, player. You've known about this contract too, player. And you were all doing all this pretty Instagram modeling shit in the offseason, catching balls from Dak and doing all these things, talking about how happy you are. And now all of a sudden, you and Micah, who are fucking clout chasers anyway on social media, y'all want to go out and now blast the owner who pays your fucking salary, by the way, last time I checked, and has the ability to blackball you with other owners in this league.
If they blast him, he put LOL. You know what? Listen, we got to stay on time.
Be honest. That's a slap in the face. And
you know, being like he's trying to be funny, but he didn't blast him. I think
that's Micah Parsons though instigating
he retweeted
it. We already know he's a shitbird.